Shanti. Today we will listen to Baba's Murli, dated 12th October 2020. Sweet Baba says, "Sweet children, the Father has come to teach you how to swim. By learning this, you are taken across from this world. The whole world is then changed for you." Question: what do the Father's helpers receive in return for the help they give? So first of all, we have to think about what help does the Father want from us. And then Baba says, the Father makes the children who become his helpers at this time such that they don't need to take help or advice for half the cycle. He is such a great Father. He says, "Children, if you weren't my helpers, how would I be able to establish heaven?" Now you see, Baba establishes heaven and he is the Almighty, but he speaks so humbly and encourages the children and says that if you weren't there, how would I establish heaven? So Baba does everything, but then he hides himself and he always praises the children that they are the ones who are creating heaven. He gives the credit of creating heaven to the children, just like, in the world, what do parents do? They earn everything and then they give something in the child's hand and they would say, "Now you donate," so that the charity or the punya karma of that charity is earned by the child. Similarly, Baba gives us everything, the knowledge, the powers, the virtues, and then says that it is you who create heaven, so that he does everything through us so that we earn an income out of those charitable actions. Om Shanti. The spiritual father explains to the sweetest, number-wise, extremely sweet spiritual children. Many children have become senseless. Ravan has made you so senseless. Yes, you think what gives you sorrow, you speak what gives sorrow to the others and to yourself, and you create karma through your actions which gives you sorrow in the future. So Baba says this is Ravan's making you senseless, because sense is about discernment, what to think, how much to think, how to act, how to speak, how much to speak, and then Ravan has made us very senseless. We are now being made so sensible. When someone passes the examination for the Indian civil service, he thinks that he has passed a very high examination. Look how great the examination is that you pass. Just think about it. So when someone passes the ICS exam, then they end up having a good job with the government. But when we pass this exam, we become the masters of the world. So think about what exam Baba is making us prepared for. Who is it that is teaching you? Who are those who are studying? So here the teacher is the one you can't see, the incorporeal one, the one who nobody else knows about. And then the student also is not the body conscious self, it is the soul. So Baba says, you have the faith that every cycle, every 5,000 years, you continue to meet the Father, teacher and Guru again. Only you children know how great the inheritance you receive from the highest on high Father is. The teacher gives you the inheritance by teaching you. So the Father's inheritance is the golden aged world. The teacher's inheritance is our knowledgeful and virtuous self that is created through the teaching. And the Satguru's inheritance is that we are able to practice bodilessness and the inculcation of divine virtues so that we become eligible to move into the soul world and the world called heaven. So Baba says the teacher also gives you inheritance by teaching you. He teaches you and also changes this world into the new world for you to rule. They sing so much praise of him on the path of devotion. You are receiving your inheritance from him. You children also know that the old world is changing. You say that all of you are the children of Shiv Baba. The Father has to come here to make the old world new. In the picture of the Trimurti, establishment of the new world is portrayed taking place through Brahma. So it is through Brahma. It is never said Brahma creates the world. It is said through Brahma. So who is the creator? It is Shiv Baba. So establishment through Brahma, sustenance through Vishnu, and destruction through Shankar. But who is the one who is doing it through them? That is Shiv Baba. Therefore, Brahmins, the mouth-born creation of Brahma, are definitely needed. So, and Brahma cannot do it alone, so we are also, the mouth-born children, are performing this task of creation with Brahma Baba. Brahma does not establish the new world, the creator is the Father. He says, I come and tactfully inspire the destruction of the old world and create the new world. So Baba creates the new world directly and he tactfully inspires the destruction because he doesn't teach destruction as such, just like he speaks the Murli, he doesn't talk about destruction, but destruction is a byproduct of creation. There are very few residents in the new world. Governments try to control the population, however, it cannot decrease now. Millions of people die in a war, but in spite of that, population still continues to increase. Only you understand this. And why does the population continue to increase? Because souls have to keep coming down from the soul world number wise until it is time for all to go back again. So this is the law. So in keeping with the law, the population has to continuously increase. Even if governments take several measures, they cannot reverse the cycle of population growth because that is not the design of the drama. So Baba says, I tell you the design of the drama, and thereby you come to know what is possible and what is not possible. You have the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world in your intellects. You consider yourselves to be students. You are also learning how to swim. People say, "Take my boat across." Those who learn how to swim well become very famous. Look how you swim now. So, are you swimming with the body? So, many of us sitting and listening to the Murli might not be knowing how to swim across water, but we definitely know how to swim across this world and enter into the world beyond. So Baba is teaching us a different kind of swimming, which is not the physical kind, but the swim that the soul makes through the buddhi. You go completely up above and then come down here. They say how many miles up they went. You souls also go so many miles up above. But then that is not a physical distance you cover. So that is a non-physical distance, and the soul world is miles apart, but then it is just one thought away. This is why in the English language we use two words, above and beyond. So the soul world is not above, it is in the beyond. When you go beyond physical consciousness, you enter into the soul world. So Baba says, that is a physical thing that can be calculated. For you, it is incalculable because it is non-physical. You souls know that you will return home to where there is no sun or moon, etc. Because the sun and moon are the lights of the physical world. And when you enter into the beyond, there is no sun, moon, there is no physicality. You have the happiness that that is your home, where there is no physical sound, no physical scene. There is only the non-physical world, and you, the soul who is non-physical, with your virtues and with your purity and your peace. So Baba says, that is your home. We are residents of that place. People do devotion and make effort to go to the land of liberation, but no one has been able to go there because you can't go into the non-physical through physical methods. So you have to consider yourself to be non-physical and remember the incorporeal Baba so that you can move to that world. They try to meet God in the land of liberation. They try different methods. Some say that they will merge into the light. Some say that they will go to the land of liberation. However, no one knows the land of liberation. So when you don't know something, how do you go there? So you think that is something physical, but that is not. And then you don't even know how can a physical something enter a non-physical something. So first you should know that you, the soul, are also non-physical and you belong there. And it is by creating that consciousness that I, the soul, and that is my home, the soul world, you can just transcend your body consciousness and move into that home in a second. So Baba says, you children know that Baba has come and will take us back home with him. First, Baba is teaching us the way and we are practicing, and then there'll be a time when we will go back home. Sweetest Baba has come and is making us worthy of being taken back home. Just like if you have to cross a tunnel, you should practice keeping your body in such a way that you're able to cross that tunnel. Similarly, Baba is teaching us and giving us, making us competent enough and capable enough to become a point, because only a point can go into the beyond. So Baba says we have been making effort for this for half the cycle, but were unable to become that worthy. Neither can anyone merge into the light, nor can anyone go to the land of liberation or attain eternal liberation. So, in the world there, they make effort, but they can't go into eternal liberation. And Baba said, eternal liberation is never possible because you must come down and play your part. Whatever effort they made, it was wasted because it was based on the assumption that eternal liberation is possible, which is not possible at all. The efforts of you who are the decoration of the Brahmin clan are now bearing fruit. Because if you make effort in a direction where it is possible, then it will bear fruit. Yes, if you try to make a fish climb a tree, it may not be able to because that's not its nature. So Baba says, always make an effort which is in keeping with the nature and design. And Baba tells us about what effort is possible and what is not possible. So Baba says the efforts of you who are the decoration of the Brahmin clan are now bearing fruit. How has this play been created? You are now called theists. Theists are those who know the beginning, middle, and end of the Creator and creation through the Creator. You know the Father very well, and you have also learnt about the world cycle from the Father. The Father says, no one has the knowledge of liberation or liberation in life. Even deities don't have that. No one knows the Father. Therefore, how could He take anyone back? So if you don't know the Father, how can He show you the path? Because you have to know Him and follow Him for He to take you back. There are so many gurus and so many people become their followers, but the guru doesn't know how to go back, so how can he teach his followers? And only Baba knows where we have come from, and Baba comes from there and he can take us back there. But first, we need to know Baba and then follow him so that he can teach us how to go back. But in Bhakti, we don't have introduction of Baba, so how can we go back? Shiv Baba is the true Satguru. He doesn't have feet. He says, I don't have feet. How can I have myself worshipped? The children become the masters of the world. So how can I have them worship me? So Baba says, so see the humility and Baba's love. And he says, you are the masters of the world. I don't make you worship me. On the path of devotion, children bow down to their father. Children are in fact the masters of the father's property, but they show their humility. And Baba says, you don't even need to do that and bow down, even to show your humility. Even small children, etc., fall at their feet. Here the father says, I liberate you from bowing down to my feet. He is such a great father. He says, you children are my helpers. So Baba says, I don't want you to bow down on my feet. I want you to become my helper. If you weren't my helpers, how would I be able to establish heaven? So see, Baba does everything and then says, you are the one doing it. The father says, children, it is at this time that you become my helpers. That is why there is praise sung about the helpers of God. I make you such that you don't need to take anyone's help. You won't even need to take anyone's advice. Here the father is taking the children's help. He says, children, what help does Baba want? So listen carefully. Children, don't become dirty now. Don't be defeated by Maya. Otherwise, you will defame the name. In a boxing match, the winner is praised and the face of the defeated one goes pale. Here too some are defeated. Who are they defeated by? By Maya. And what does Maya make them do? Maya makes them again go into impurity. So Baba says, again Maya makes them dirty. So Baba says, for those who are defeated here, it is said, they have dirtied their faces. They came here to become beautiful. But what did they do instead? Everything they had earned so far has been destroyed, and they have to start anew. So you should know that when somebody goes for de-addiction and then they stay without taking that substance of addiction for about a month or 2 or 3, and then one day they have it. So then they again go back to a mental state or an internal state which corresponds to the stage when they first came for de-addiction. So all the effort they made in that 1 to 3 months is lost, and they have to start anew. Similarly, it is the soul's addiction with vices. So Baba says, if you dirty your face, then it is like you have lost all that you earned. So what do we earn? We earn the power of purity, the power of aligning ourselves with our conscience, the power of gathering the strength to control our senses, to become a master of our senses. And then if we again become dirty, we go to a stage which corresponds to the stage when we first came to Baba. And then again we have to start anew. So Baba says, everything they have earned so far has been destroyed, and they have to start anew. After becoming the Father's helpers, they are defeated and they defame the Father's name. So once we belong to Baba, then whatever we do, only the Father gets defamed. So Baba says, then this is such a negative account of karma that you defame the Father who gives you everything. There are two parties, the slaves of Maya, first party, and second party, the servants of God. You loved the Father. It is remembered, those whose intellects have no love at the time of destruction, so they go and they actually meet their destruction. So you have loving intellects, therefore you mustn't defame the name. Since you have loving intellects, why are you being defeated by Maya? So if you have love for Baba, then Baba's powers, Baba's virtues, and Baba's knowledge should pull you, not Maya. Those who are defeated experience sorrow. People praise and applaud those who are victorious. You children understand that you are very strong and that you definitely have to conquer Maya. And how do you conquer Maya? If you are one with Baba, if you remember Baba, then you can conquer Maya. And we don't remember Baba, then Maya becomes very powerful. Because if I'm with Baba, then I'm Baba plus one. And if I am not with Baba, then I'm nothing. So Baba says, then Maya defeats you. The Father says, forget everything you see, including your own body. Constantly remember me alone. So when we remember Baba, we remember what he says, how he is, what he tells about the future, the past, everything, what he tells about me, how he sees me. And when I'm aligned with that, then I'm very powerful. So Baba says, Maya has made you Tamo Pradhan from Sato Pradhan. You have now to become Sato Pradhan again. You now have to become conquerors of the world by conquering Maya. So how do we become conquerors of the world? By conquering Maya. People say, if you conquer your mind, you will conquer the world. Man jeete jagat jeet. But Baba says, no. If you conquer Maya, you will conquer the world, because By conquering the mind, people think that the mind will become thoughtless. But Baba says no, even in Satyug, the mind creates thoughts. It is just that we are wiseless in Satyug, so the mind creates peaceful, powerful, loving, and creative thoughts. So Baba says if you conquer Maya, then you become the conquerors of the world. This is a play about victory and defeat, about happiness and sorrow. There is defeat in Ravan's kingdom. The Father is now making you worth a pound. So we are becoming valuable. Yes. So I, the soul, am uh, becoming sensible, becoming valuable, because our virtues are what makes us valuable. And when the soul loses its virtues, loses knowledge, loses discernment, loses its power, then it becomes valueless. And this is why even the bodies of deities are worshipped, and a human being today is not respected or given due regard. Why? Because the soul has become valueless. Now Baba is again making us worth a pound. Baba has explained that the only birthday worth a pound is the birthday of Shiva, because only when Baba comes, he makes us valuable. So the advent of Baba is something to be celebrated. You children now have to become like Lakshmi and Narayan. There they have Deep Mala in every home. Everyone's light is ignited. Your lights are ignited from the main power. So Baba is the main power igniting our lights. Baba sits here and explains so easily. Who apart from the Father would say, sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children? Did anyone speak to you like this except Baba? So Baba says, who apart from me would say this to you? The spiritual father says, oh my sweet, lovely children, you have been doing devotion for half a cycle. However, not a single one of you can return home yet, because you don't know the way to home, because you don't know the Father who teaches you the way to go home. So that's not a physical home which you can reach by performing physical acts in devotion. So that home is in the beyond, and only when you go beyond body consciousness can you become eligible to go in the beyond. So Baba says only when the Father comes can he take everyone home. You can explain very well about the confluence age, how the Father comes and takes all souls back home. No one in the world knows this unlimited play. This is an unlimited drama. Only you understand this, no one else can say this. If people were to speak of the unlimited drama, how would they explain the drama? Here you receive knowledge of the cycle of 84 births. So, although Shakespeare said the world is a stage and we are actors, but then he couldn't say anything about the beginning, middle, and end of the play. So, what kind of a play is it? What are the rules of the play? He couldn't tell us, because he could only say this is a drama. But Baba says anybody who says this is a drama must give you details of the drama. You children now have this knowledge, therefore you should have remembrance. The Father explains everything so easily to you. You have been stumbling around so much on the path of devotion. How far you go to bathe. So Baba says, look at you, how far you go to bathe, because you think you will be washing away your sins. There is a lake of which it is said, by taking a dip in it, you become an angel. You are now taking a dip in the ocean of knowledge and becoming princesses. So Baba says, it is not about the physical body taking a dip in a physical lake. It is about the soul taking a dip in the ocean of knowledge and purging itself and becoming an angel. Someone who is very fashionable is said to look like an angel. So people are very body conscious. So they don't know what being an angel is about. They don't know anything about virtues. So they only know that somebody who is looking physically beautiful is an angel. You are now becoming jewels. So jewels have value, right? So they shine in the dark. So they create their own atmosphere. So Baba says, you are becoming like that jewel. I'm filling you with the light and might and the worth of a jewel. Human beings cannot have wings, etc., with which they fly. So it's not the body that flies. They cannot fly like that. It is souls that fly. Souls who are also called rockets are so tiny. When all souls return home, it is possible that you children will have visions of that. So, just by listening to this knowledge, did you suddenly have a vision of all the souls flying back home? So, Baba says maybe at the end you will have a physical vision also. Just as your intellects can understand and hear you talk about how it's possible to see destruction, so because you are detached, you can see destruction. So it's also possible to see how swarms of souls return home. Hanuman, Ganesh, etc., do not really exist. So they are the representation of a perfect body with imperfect body with a perfect mind. So you become you have a still have an imperfect body, and you the soul are gaining worth and power and virtues. So Hanuman and Ganesh are representations of our confluence aged form. So Baba says they don't really exist, but people have visions of them according to their love and devotional feelings. Baba is just a point. How can you describe him? So Baba says, you can't, even if somebody has a vision of Baba, how will they know this is Baba? Because that's just a point. So you have to experience Baba by understanding and connecting of knowledge, purity, peace. So it's nothing about seeing Baba. It is said that a soul is a tiny star which cannot be seen with these eyes. Bodies with which actions are performed are so large. So you see there's a computer and you can see the computer, but you can't see the software which is so subtle, but that is the one running the computer, or the electricity which can't be visible to the eyes, but that is running the computer. So similarly, the soul, you can see the body, but you can't see the soul, which is tiny and subtle, but runs this body. So Baba says souls are so tiny, and yet the cycle of 84 births is recorded in them. So just like the software is programmed, so the soul is also programmed in 84 births. And whatever the programming is recorded in the soul, that is manifested in action through the body. Not a single human being's intellect is aware of how you take 84 births. It is a wonder how a part is recorded in each soul. It is souls that take bodies and play their parts. Those plays are limited, whereas this play is unlimited. The unlimited Father has come himself to give his own introduction. All of you good, serviceable children, continue to churn the ocean of knowledge regarding how to explain to others. So those who are interested in service, they keep churning about how to explain points of knowledge to others, because it really requires a refined intellect to understand this knowledge. You have to beat your head so much with each one. Even then, some tell Baba that they don't understand. When someone doesn't study, he is said to have a stone intellect. You can see that some study for only 7 days and become very happy and say that they want to go to Baba. Others don't understand anything. People speak of stone intellects and divine intellects, but they don't understand the meaning of that. So, what is contained in a stone intellect and what is contained in a divine intellect, they don't understand that. When a soul becomes pure, he becomes a Lord of divinity. There is also a temple of the Lord of divinity. The whole temple is not made of gold. Just the top of the temple has been covered with a little gold because temples were built on the path of devotion that started from the copper age. So there was not so much gold in copper age as there was in golden age. So they only had a gold coating. They didn't make it out of gold completely. You children understand that you have found the master of the garden. He shows us the way to change from thorns into flowers. There is the praise of the garden of Allah. In the early days, there was a Muslim who used to go into trance. He said that Khuda, God, gave him a flower. While he was standing, he would see the garden of Khuda and then fall down. However, only Khuda himself would show anyone the garden of Khuda. How could anyone else show it? So Baba Khuda gave him the vision of the garden of Khuda. He grants you visions of paradise. Khuda takes you there, but he doesn't stay there himself. Khuda stays in the land of peace and makes you into the masters of paradise. You understand such good things that you become happy. So when you churn the knowledge inside your intellect, you become happy. So just like when you churn milk, you get butter. When you churn these elevated truths that Baba gives us, then you become happy. And happiness is nourishment, just like butter. So Baba says, there should be so much happiness inside you of now going to the land of happiness. There is no question of sorrow there. The Father says, remember the land of happiness and the land of peace. Why shouldn't we remember our home? Souls beat their heads so much to return home. They do tapasya and penance and make so much effort, etc. But no one can return home. And now that we know the method to become eligible to return home, why shouldn't we make that effort? Because the home is a world of sweet silence. So we should always make an effort to remember the home, remember Baba, and then become so subtle that we can we can return home. In the picture of the tree, souls are shown continuing to come down number-wise. Since the Father himself is here, how could anyone go back in between? He tells you children every day, remember the land of peace and the land of happiness. Because when you remember the land of peace and the land of happiness, your vibration and frequency get aligned with that land. And when your vibration corresponds to that, then you create a reality corresponding to that. That is, you move into the land of peace and happiness. It is by forgetting the Father that you become unhappy and you experience the slipper of Maya. You mustn't now experience the slipper at all. The main thing is body consciousness. You are now studying with the Father, the one to whom you have been calling out, O purifier, come. He is your obedient servant and teacher. Just look at how humble Baba is. He says, I am your obedient servant and teacher. The Father is the obedient servant. Important people always write above their signature, your obedient servant. So earlier days, people who were very important had the humility to write this. But slowly, gradually, as we became very body conscious, now nobody has that kind of humility. So we don't use this phrase, your obedient servant, anymore. It got replaced by faithfully, then sincerely, then lovingly, and then now we only write yours, because if you are full inside, you are humble outside. But the more body conscious we became, the more empty we became, we stopped having any humility. The Father says, see how I sit here and explain to you, children. The Father says of the children who are unworthy, that is, those who belong to the Father and then become traitors by indulging in vice. So Baba said there are two parties. So those who, instead of belonging to the Father, go and become the slaves of Maya, Baba calls them traitors. And then Baba says they are unworthy children. So Baba says it would have been better if such a child hadn't been born. Because of one, the names of so many are defamed and so many experience difficulty, because one person does something vicious and then all the others have to suffer defamation and also suffer obstacles, because other people in the family will stop them from going to a place which is facing defamation. So Baba says, because of one person's karma, so many have to suffer. You are performing such an elevated task here, you are uplifting the world, and you don't even have 3 feet of land. Why? Because some people, some children of Baba become traitors. You children don't make anyone renounce his home and family, because Baba says you just have to renounce vices. You don't have to renounce anything physical. No renunciation of a physical kind is required. No attainment of a physical kind is. It is not about going to somewhere physical. It is not about attaining something physical. It is all about renouncing vices, aligning ourselves with our home, which is non physical, remembering Baba, who is incorporeal, and then we'll go to the land of happiness and peace. And happiness and peace also is invisible. So Baba says, you even say to the kings, you were double crowned and worthy of worship, and worthy of being worshipped, and you have now become worshippers. Now that the Father is making you into those who are worthy of worship once again, you should become that, should you not? Yes, it will take a little time. What would we do by taking 100,000 from anyone? It is the poor who are going to receive the kingdom. So Baba says, nobody who has 100,000 has the humility to actually surrender to Baba, or the courage, or they don't even have the third eye to recognize Baba, because they are so blinded by ego of their money. So Baba says Baba actually belongs to the poor who have the egolessness and the humility to recognize Baba and become Baba's helpers. It is the poor who are going to receive the kingdom. The Father is the Lord of the poor. You understand the true meaning of the Lord of the poor. So Baba is always called the Lord of the poor, and now you understand why he is said so. Bharat is so poor, and it is especially you mothers who are poor, because mothers are always said that you live in this house but nothing belongs to you. So the wealthy can't take this knowledge. The wealthy are blinded by ego. So many innocent women who have been assaulted so much come here. The Father says the mothers have to be encouraged to move forward. When you go walking around early in the morning in a group, the mothers should be at the front. Your badge is first class. Yes, those in the front should hold the translite pictures so that people see that early in the morning When you go walking with the translite pictures and just speak slogans while walking, then it will draw people's attention to what you are trying to say. Tell everyone that the world is now to change. We are receiving our inheritance from the Father as we did in the previous cycle. You children should churn the ocean of knowledge about how to put service into practice. It does take time, does it not? Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharna. Have true love for the father and become a helper of his. Never be defeated by Maya and defame the name of the clan. Make effort to forget everything that you see, including your own body. Have the happiness inside you that you are going to the land of peace and the land of happiness. Baba, as the obedient teacher, is making us worthy of returning home. Become worthy and obedient, do not become unworthy. Blessing. May you imbibe the awareness of three things and become completely victorious. So Baba says, awareness of oneself, awareness of the Father, and awareness of the knowledge of the drama. The expansion of all the knowledge is merged in the awareness of these three things. They are the three types of awareness of the tree of the knowledge. A tree is at first a seed, and then two leaves grow from that seed, and the expansion of the tree then emerges. In the same way, the main thing is to have awareness of the Father, the seed, and then of the two leaves, which is all the knowledge of the soul and the drama. Those who imbibe this awareness of three things receive the blessing of being an embodiment of remembrance, and they become completely victorious. Slogan. Always keep your attainments in front of you, and all weaknesses will easily finish. Acha. Om Shanti.